Hello, Oilers fans. Alex, the Oilers fan here, and welcome to Game 2 of 82 between the Edmonton Oilers and the Vancouver Canucks. Hockey night in Canada, the first one of the year. And it's a busy day in the NHL today. I believe all 32 NHL teams are in action tonight. During breaks, I will go through out of town scoreboards and all of that. But for right now, I will preview the game that we have so far tonight. Not a big preview to do. The Edmonton Oilers have only made one lineup change for tonight, and we'll get to that. But first, I don't want to say this is a must win for Edmonton because, it's only the second game of the season. But the Oilers, at the beginning of the year, going into the season, talked a lot about wanting to go off and get started on the right foot. Last couple of years, they've been playing from behind. You look at, actually, I can go back here. Obviously, 2023, 24, they didn't have the greatest start to the season. If I can find the teams here. Teams. Let's go to Edmonton. Where are they? Here we go. Let's go to schedule, Rogers game calendar, and then can we do like... You can't go any back further. God damn it. I really wish I could look old schedules. Nope. I really wish I could go back. Nope. Okay, well, you look at the last couple of years. Edmonton, not the greatest start. Obviously in 2023, 24, I believe, if I remember correctly, they won 2 of the first 13 games when they had fired Jay Woodcroft in favor of Chris Knobloch. Last year, they lost they were 0-3 to start. One against Philly. Yeah, it was not fun. So coming into this year, they've talked a lot about wanting to get off on the right foot. And in the first 30 minutes against the Calgary Flames, they certainly looked like it. They were up 3-0, and they were up 3-0, and they looked in complete control. And then they went into their habit of basically saying, well, we're up 3-0. The game is basically over. So we're just gonna hit cruise control, and we're just gonna cruise to the finish line, and it ended up costing them that game. So, not a great first game. So I'm not saying tonight is a must-win, but tonight is very much a game where they need to win in order to get back on track. First 5 games, I was kind of hoping they would go 4-1, 5-0. The best they can do is 4-1 now. I think anything less than 4 wins, 3 or 4 wins in their first 5 games is a bad start, in my opinion. Let's get the lineups. So, as I said, the Oilers have only made one lineup change. So, they're running the same forward and defensive groups that they ran against the Flames. The only difference tonight, Calvin Pickard is getting the start in place of Stuart Skinner. And depending on who you're willing to believe, there is one of 2 reasons why that is. Let's start with the reason that I think and the reason the Oilers have given. So when it was announced Calvin Pickard was starting tonight, I was of 2 minds on this, and I'm still of 2 minds on this. And one is what my 2 thoughts of reasoning align with both the organization and the fan base. So the organization's excuse for starting Calvin Pickard tonight is they want to get Calvin Pickard playing before the back-to-backs. Because if you look at the Oilers' schedule, just give me 1 second. If you look at the Oilers' upcoming schedule, they are... Oh, they don't have... I thought they had a back-to-back coming up. Hold on, my apologies. Let me just take a look here. I thought they had a back... Okay, they have a back-to-back coming up on Saturday next week, next Saturday, and next Sunday. I thought they had a back-to-back Tuesday, Wednesday. I do apologize. It's not Tuesday, Wednesday. So, okay, so that throws my theory out the window. But yeah, the organizational excuses, they wanted to give Pickard a start. Now, the fan base excuse, and the one that I'm also going with, based on something that Bob Stauffer and Ryan Rishaug said, we'll get to that, is the Oilers have already put Skinner on a very short leash. And if you look at that after, and it makes sense. Now, what am I talking about when I say Rishaug and Stauffer? So I think it was yesterday during Bob Stauffer's show, Oilers Now. He was talking to Ryan Rishaug, and the two of them were basically speculating that the Edmonton Oilers are have basically put both, not just Stuart Skinner, but both Skinner and Pickard on a leash, and they're not messing around. And I tweeted this out 12 hours, so it was today. But the show I'm referring to happened yesterday. So basically, Ryan Rishaug said this: they've committed to seeing what they have here for a chunk of time here with Stuart Skinner. And that's not me saying here twice. That's what Ryan Rishaug said. Now, here's what I said. And a lot of the fan base is basically saying Pickard is playing tonight because Skinner's leash, because the organization's already fed up with Stuart Skinner, which I'm not going to deny is a possibility. But my logic is this. McDavid's contract signing that basically gives Edmonton a 3-year window to win something. Or not win something, win the cup, because that's all they have left to do now. It's basically going to turn Edmonton into the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, if you guys remember, before the Vegas Golden Knights won their Stanley Cup, the Vegas Golden Knights were a ruthless organization when it came to their player acquisitions and player trading. Basically, they were the kind of team that everyone said if you shouldn't sign more than a 1-year deal with Vegas, because you don't know, you can't be guaranteed that they're going to keep you around longer than that. Because what Vegas was doing is that they would acquire a player, and if after a year or a certain amount of games or whatever, they didn't like how you were playing, or they thought you wouldn't help them win a cup, you're gone. And I feel like that's where Edmonton's going to be now. So with the goaltending situation, I know the goaltending market isn't great this year, but next year Edmonton's going to have over $20 million in cap space because of the cap going up. That's more than enough money to go get a goaltender, either trading away some pieces to get one or just signing one straight up. And so I feel like Edmonton is going to be like Vegas, because look, in my opinion, the forward group is set. The defense is set. The only thing that's questionable is the goaltending. And if the goaltending even remotely looks like it's beginning to falter, I think Edmonton's going to make a change there. They've already kind of started doing it with the acquisition of Connor Ingram. But the thing with Ingram is that Ingram hasn't played in over a year. And he is not ready to go yet. So he might not be ready to go he might not even be ready to go this year, right? But the point I'm trying to make here is that, in my opinion right now, Calvin Pickard and Stuart Skinner's leashes are very short. Now, Calvin's is a little bit longer because Calvin, over the last year and a bit, has proven to be better than Stuart Skinner. But in my opinion, both of those guys are very much on the hot seat. And if neither of them can perform, I think Edmonton's going to make an early change here as we see the Edmonton Oilers take to the ice. But like I said, other than having Calvin Pickard playing tonight in place of Stuart Skinner, the Edmonton Oilers lineup remains the same, which I am not happy about. After that game against Calgary, I looked at the lineup, and only one of the forward lines that Edmonton rolled out against the Flames actually looked good, and it was the Henrique, Howard, Tomashik line. And I know that on most other teams that would be a good third line, but if your fourth line is outperforming all of your other three lines, you need to make a change. And it all starts with the fact that McDavid, Draisaitl, and Frederic just does not work. It doesn't work. It is shown not to work. And this coach is still going to this line hoping it will work because he feels like he doesn't have other choice when you have other options. You know, the forward group on Edmonton is so deep now. You don't have to worry about playing bums with Connor or Leon. You have enough skill in your forward group to put them on different lines and put them with players to succeed. So, and I don't want to hear, oh, you know, it's only until Zach Hyman comes back, and it's only for the first month of the season. That doesn't fucking matter. The first month of a season, as this team has shown over the last 2 years, can sink you. So I don't want to hear about how this is somehow going to help them in the first month. It's not. It's not. It is not working. It is not showing. It is not doing its job. And it makes me mad that they're running this line for 5 games now, as we have the anthems going underway here. So, in my opinion, I think Edmonton is very much they're in a win now situation, and they are also in a win now situation, and they are very much in a need to perform well situation. But beyond that, I really can't see a situation where these lines stick together, especially when Hyman comes back in, when they eventually get Jack Roslovic playing, who, by the way, Jack Roslovic going to be wearing number 28 for the Edmonton Oilers. I'll also have the NHL scoreboards for you guys ready to go, so when we have a commercial break, we can go through the finals. We have a lot of finals to go through today. All 7, like I said, all 32 teams were in action tonight, along with all 7 Canadian teams. That's kind of obvious when it says all 32 teams are playing, but I'm just trying to extend this intro while the anthem goes off. Yeah, and then it should also be noted, after tonight, actually I turned my microphone as I'm trying to open this bag of M&Ms here. The Oilers go on I think it's a 5-game road trip after this. There's not until let's see. Schedule. Regame calendar. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, they go on a 5-game road trip. Tonight, or after tonight, they're home for a game against Montreal. Go on a 2-game road trip. Another back-to-back next Saturday. So 2 weeks from now. So Edmonton plays tonight. They play next Saturday night. They play on Saturday the 25th against Seattle, and they're in Vancouver, and then they end the month with the 2-game mini homestand against the Rangers and the Utah Mammoth, who I just found out today don't have their new logo on their jersey. They're still using the Utah jerseys from last year. But anyway, Edmonton starting the Kapanen, Philp, and Podkolzin line against the Pettersson, DeBrusk, and Besser line. And Philp wins the faceoff, so Ty Emberson's going to send it into the Canucks zone. Noah Philp is going to go after it early. He's going to push it down for Kapanen. And, it's going to be interesting to see what Edmonton does with the forward group once both Hyman and Roslovic are going to be playing. Hyman, I think, he already has a place on this team. He's not going anywhere till his contract is up, and even then he might re-sign. But it'll be interesting to see who comes to the lineup. I think Kapanen I honestly don't. I think Howard will get sent down to Bakersfield as Regula. Is that Regula? No, that's who's that? Shot. Saved by Pickard. Right off the hop by Philip Hedel. Is it Hedel or Cheeto? I don't remember. I think it's Hedel. But he's actually Vancouver's leading scorer right now. He's actually got two goals for Vancouver. I was looking at some stats before the game. And they're just doing the keys to the game. Vancouver is protect the middle. Edmonton play a complete game. Yes, that is exactly what Edmonton should be doing. They cannot afford to be dicking around if they get the lead tonight. All right, so Draisaitl, McDavid, and Frederick is out there, and the Canucks put the puck into the bench. Stuart Skinner with the glove save. And, got some stuff going on here. I think DeBrusk, actually, Louis DeBrusk, I think got saved by Stuart Skinner there. He was having a good chuckle on the bench about that. So, yeah, because Louis DeBrusk is in the middle between the Oilers and Canucks benches. In fact, he's standing right next to Stu. And can you imagine? That would be fun. That would be a great spot to see a game from. If you're at ice level, you get to see what the players see. Anyway, Vancouver's going to dump it to the Oilers zone. Ekholm's going to pick it up. He's going to send it back to Bouchard. Bouchard's going to try and send it up to Draisaitl. That's pass is going to get. Draisaitl's going to find Ekholm. Here comes Matthias Ekholm. He's going to drop for Frederick. Trent Frederick goes cross-side. McDavid's going to shoot. He's just going to miss it wide. Bouchard over to Draisaitl. Okay, so I'll give Frederick a prop for that pass. It got to McDavid. McDavid just missed. So that's a positive from that line right there. So I will give Frederick credit. I am nothing if not fair in this league when it comes to hockey. That was a good chance for that top line. Frederick got the pass across to McDavid. I will give them credit for that. Should also be noted, Evander Kane is making his return to Edmonton tonight after being traded to the Canucks. A bit of a weird thing where he, the Sportsnet was asking the Vancouver Canucks players who they think their biggest rival is right now, and a lot of them, in fact, every single player they interviewed said Edmonton. Oh boy, here we go. Nuge found Savoy, and Savoy was right on the doorstep with a pad save from Demko. That was a fantastic setup by Nuge. Nuge is better as a center. I'm sorry. I know I know him and McDavid and Hyman look good when they're together, but Nuge is at that point where he needs to be center full time because Edmonton now has the winger depth to not have to worry about playing him at the wing, and he looks good at center. That was a fantastic setup pass from Nuge. Here come the Canucks. Shot, missed the net. Puck goes out of play, and we have we have a stoppage in play. What was I saying? I was saying something before. Oh, man, what was I saying before? I'm sure the thought will come back to me. I was saying something. I don't know what I was saying before. That was a fantastic setup from Nuge to Savoy, though. They were doing a Vancouver thing, and they interviewed Evander Kane, and Evander Kane actually called up Zach Hyman because he still has Hyman's number. Now, I don't know if Hyman saw the call was from Kane and hung up, didn't answer, pressed the don't answer button, or if he genuinely missed the call. But Evander Kane ended up leaving a message. And, I thought it was nice, but, all the comments were oh, this is awkward. And I'm just sitting there going, the guy is saying, I miss you. I don't know. It was funny, to say the least. All right, 16:55. Shots are 2-0 Vancouver, but it should be 2-1 in favor of the Canucks because of that Savoy chance. All right, Oilers win the face-off at center ice. Okay, now they give Edmonton 2 shots. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so Nurse behind the net. So they put Philp back out there. Philp, Regula at center ice. Vancouver strips it off him, sends it back into the Oilers zone. Nurse is going to find Winger. He gives it back to Nurse, who gives it to Regula. Podkolzin, now at center ice. He's going to dump it into the Canucks zone. Demko's going to stop behind the net. Kapanen in on the forecheck. And the Canucks, nice play by Regula. Otherwise, that was a 2-on-1 for Vancouver. Kapanen is going to take that shot, saved by Demko. Regula tries to send it in front. Hronek. Here come the Canucks. Nice intercept at center ice by the Oilers. I don't know if that was Philp or Kapanen, but it was a nice play. And here we go. So McDavid is back on the ice with Draisaitl and Frederic. Here goes Quinn Hughes. Yeah. And still remember the playoffs series these two hooked up for. A puck drops into the slot. Quinn Hughes down low. I don't know who that is. Puck escapes the zone. Vancouver's going to have to send it back in. I remember the playoff series these two teams hooked up for. It literally was a back and forth series until the end where Vancouver won a game, then Edmonton won a game, then Vancouver won a game, then Edmonton won a game. Then Vancouver won a game, then Edmonton won the last two games. McDavid cross ice to Draisaitl. Pass was in his feet, so he couldn't pull the trigger. Draisaitl goes back to Ekholm. Ekholm winds, sends it down low for McDavid. It's going to go to Bouchard. Draisaitl at the top. Back pass to McDavid. McDavid over to Draisaitl. Frederic's at the front of the net, so that's where he needs to go. McDavid's going to come in. He's going to try and slip it. And where's the puck? It's at the side of the net. Oh, boy. McDavid got tripped. That should be a penalty, but it isn't going to be a penalty. And now here come the Canucks. Oh, here comes Kane. Well, you know Edmonton's going to give up a goal to Evander Kane tonight. He sends it across to a Canuck player who couldn't handle it, so now it's behind the Oilers' net. Ekholm. He's going to send it up to... Is that Savoy? That is Matthew Savoy. Come on, Savoy. Matthew Savoy still looking for his first NHL goal. But he's looked good. Oh, puck right in front. Savoy just couldn't get a stick on that. Canucks flip it out. 2-on-1 developing here. Back pass, but it missed everyone. Here come the Canucks. So I would say so far Edmonton's had the better chances. Here come the Canucks. Back to the point. Hronek takes a shot blocked in front. Quinn Hughes spins away from a guy. Oh, that was Howard. Quinn Hughes shot. Sorry, Quinn Hughes fell. It was a shot from someone else. Quinn Hughes. Pressured by Howard. Howard doing good job pressuring Quinn Hughes. Quinn Hughes is going to take that shot. It's going to get blocked in front. Oilers can't clear. Puck goes back to the blue line, and it's going to escape the zone, so the Canucks have to tag back up. Quinn Hughes is just going to flip it into the Oilers zone. Pickard's going to stop it for Brett Kulak. And Brett Kulak behind his own net. You know, it was weird watching the Calgary game, because even though it was the first game of the season, the amount of rookies that Edmonton is icing right now, which is 4 of them, it still felt like a preseason game. If that, like, and that's kind of weird, as Howard is going to send it over to Henrique. Henrique's going to try and send it in front for Tomashek. Back to the point, shot blocked in front. But yeah, the amount of rookies Edmonton's icing right now, because this team doesn't really have a lot of rookies to ice on a regular basis, so certainly the last few years. Yeah, it felt like a preseason game, kind of. And it sucks, because maybe that's what the Oilers thought it was. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens here tonight. But, yeah, in my opinion, I mean, they were up 3-0. They were in complete control. I'm not going to... here's the thing. And I want to talk about Stuart Skinner here while we get some action going here. Edmonton's out shooting Vancouver 5-2 right now. They've had the better chances in this game so far. As the puck is flipped behind Pickard, he's going to stop it for Ekholm, who's going to send it back to Bouchard. I want to talk about Stuart Skinner for a bit. Of the 3 goals that Skinner allowed in Wednesday's game, only one of them you could look at and say is 100% his fault. And I know people are going to try and blame Bouchard for it. I know people have been blaming Bouchard for it, because, you look at the replay and, Skinner looks like he's going to cover, and then Bouchard looks like he's going to, make a play on it. So Skinner leaves it, and then Bouchard just does a flyby on it. I understand that. Oh boy, Kane backdoor to Brock Besser or Connor Garland. My apologies. That could have been dangerous as the puck is thrown in front of the net. And I can understand there might have been a breakdown in communication, but at the end of the day, it's Skinner is literally the closest person to the puck. It's ultimately him who needs to make that decision, and he should have flung it into the corner. The problem that I have with that play is, first of all, if it was the only goal Skinner allowed that game, not to say that the other two weren't his fault, I would have been like, okay, it's the first game of the season. It's, it's going to happen. You're still trying to get into that rhythm and that groove. I wouldn't understand that as the Oilers ice the puck here. The problem is, number one, when you've seen that so many gaffes like that from Skinner recently, that it's highlighted even more. The second problem I have with that play is that it was the game-tying goal. And like I said, I'm not blaming him for the first two. The first one that he allowed, it went off an Oilers skate in front of the net. It happens. That is very much a hockey goal. They're playing with a small rubber disc, okay? It's gonna eventually deflect off something weird, right? It's not every goal that's scored in this league is gonna be a clean beat the goalie kind of play. You're gonna get those weird bounces, and that's exactly what happened. It sucks that it was against Edmonton, but that's the way it is. The second goal really shouldn't have counted, if we're gonna be honest. It really shouldn't have counted. All the replays I saw, Zari's stick was above the crossbar. It should not have counted. But so again, if it was the only goal that Edmonton allowed that game, then I'd understand. I wouldn't be as mad with the scores. Was that Regula or is that Nuge with the tip? They put it on Nuge. Oh, and the refs say it's a fucking high stick. Oh, so now you know what a high sticking call is. Bullshit. Okay, so right now they're saying it's not a goal, so they're gonna take a look at it. It's probably not gonna be a goal, but what was I talking about? I was just talking about the high sticking goal from Calgary that shouldn't have been a high sticking goal. This should count, but it's not going to count. Like, oh, for fuck, like, when Corey Perry moved on from Edmonton, I knew this was going to happen. I knew that the second Corey Perry moved out of Edmonton was going to lose any sort of respect. Because when Corey Perry first came, that first playoff run was the first time I didn't have any problem with the calls against Edmonton. And now we're going to get screwed over at every fucking opportunity, and I knew this exactly was going to happen. Well, there it fucking is. Like, seriously, it's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous right now. Jesus Christ. Okay, so anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so, if that third goal was the only goal that Edmonton allowed, okay, yeah, it would have been a gaff by Skinner, but at the very least, it was the only goal he allowed. The other two, I don't blame him on because they shouldn't have happened. Or one of them is a bad bounce, and the second one shouldn't have counted. Like this one should count, but it didn't because, anyway. So yeah, the goal is weighed off, so it's still 0-0. You fucking kidding me? All right, well, whatever. League is gonna screw over Edmonton now. McDavid put the league on notice, basically saying, hey, I took this massive discount so my team can win a cup. So now the league is going to do everything it can not give Edmonton a Stanley Cup. Watch it happen here. All right, Regula over to Nurse. Nurse is going to dump it into the Canucks zone. Andrew Henry is going to go in on the forecheck. Tomashik is there for support. One of the few Oilers who actually I think has been looking good. Shot from the point. Easy save for Thatcher Demko. But yeah, that's what I would say. Oh, Ryan Reeves has scored for the San Jose Sharks. Good for them. Good for them. So, there we go. Okay. So I have the... So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. That's kind of where my mental state is right now. But, regardless, that third goal shouldn't have happened. Draisaitl sends it down low for McDavid. McDavid getting hooked and held. No calls. Passes it off to Draisaitl. Draisaitl goes cross ice to McDavid behind the net. Picked up there by Roenick. Number 22 comes in for support. McDavid behind the net. Sends it. Tries to find Draisaitl on the slot. Picked up by Evander Kane, stripped by McDavid. That's going to be a little hook. McDavid finds Draisaitl. Right, Draisaitl, just shoot it. Just shoot. Oh, the biggest issue I have with this top line is McDavid spins away from a check. Holy crap. Frederick in front, and the Canucks are going to get tagged with a penalty. The Oilers are going to go to the power play here. The biggest issue I have with this top line of McDavid and Draisaitl is they're consistently forcing passes to each other. Because they want to look for the highlight reel. I'm getting a cross crease one timer, and it's great when it works, but when it doesn't work, it gets intercepted by the other team, like we saw there. And it's so like they really need to be on separate lines, and I really don't know how hard this is for the coaching staff to understand. I understand why they did it. They've given the reason why they're doing it. It's the Hyman's out for the first month of the season. They want to give this team the best possible chance it can to come out of the gate running. But when it doesn't work, it really doesn't work. And it takes so long for them to realize it doesn't work a lot of the time. And it's just so stupid. And for those of you who are wondering how I would run the lines, here's how I would run the lines with the players Edmonton is deploying right now. Top line, I have McDavid playing with Andrew Mangiapane and David Tomashik. Mangiapane and Tomashik were one of the few standout Oilers in that game against the Calgary Flames. Mangiapane is good on the forecheck. Tomashik is good out front. And Tomashik can be your Zach Hyman replacement. Second line, this one shouldn't be a debate because they have good on ice metrics. They worked well last season. Draisaitl between Vasily Podkolzin and Matthew Savoy. That one shouldn't be debatable. That one shouldn't even be a question. That should be a slam dunk second line when Edmonton starts to form their lines properly. Third line, I would say Jack Roslovic I would have Nugent Hopkins between Isaac Howard and Jack Roslovic. So they're showing the goal right now. That looked like it deflected off of Peterson's stick. Anyway. All right, so Derek Forberg with the penalty for holding. Edmonton to the power play. Canucks get an early... It's not clear. It just the puck hopped over Bouchard's stick and Edmonton had to regroup. So McDavid. So they're running the same power play unit. Draisaitl, McDavid, Tomashik, Nuge, and what's his name? Bouchard. So Draisaitl at the right-hand circle. Down low for McDavid. Tomashik in the slot. McDavid tried to find Tomashik, swing and a miss from David, and the Canucks are going to find it. They're going to clear it out. Is that going to be a delay of game call? It does not appear like it. Nope, not a delay of game. So yeah, second line, or third line, I have Nugent Hopkins between Howard and Roslovic, and then fourth line, I would have Noah Philp between Adam Henrique and David and Kasperi Kapanen. I think. No, I must have tweeted out my personal lines here. Hold on, I tweeted them out. Yeah. So I would have McDavid between Mangiapane and Tomashik, Draisaitl between Puckles and Savoy, Nuge between Howard and Frederick, Philp between Henrique and Kapanen. And I would even get Roslovic in there. The defense I wouldn't touch. I think the defense is fine. But it's one of those things where I mean, and look, I know you're not really supposed to question a coach who's helped get this team to back-to-back Stanley Cup finals. But anyway, Oilers not looking good on this power play, so we're having a hard time getting it established. McDavid cuts off the clearing attempt, back to Bouchard. Some shots on net would help, guys. McDavid down low for Nuge. And Tomashik on the doorstep tries to stuff it in. Nothing doing there. 24 seconds left on the power play, which means the Oilers are changing their power play units, which means that the power play is now over. Ekholm back to Savoy. Over to Henrique. Over to Howard. That's Frederick. Frederick back to the point for Henrique. Ekholm. He's going to shoot it. It's going to get saved by Demko, and they're going to send it down the ice. Calvin Pickard finds Savoy. He's going to find Henrique. Henrique over to Frederick. Drop pass for Nurse. Nurse takes a shot. Puck deflects out of play. Shots are 9-2 in favor of Edmonton. Score remains 0-0 with 9:30 left here in the first period. I believe we're going to get a commercial break. I believe. Maybe. Possibly. Frederick does not. Okay. David Tomashik led the Swedish Hockey League with, how many points was that? 57? 57 points in the 2024-2025 season. Good for him. I think that's one of the reasons why Edmonton went out and got it. And Tomashik looks fine, in my opinion. I haven't seen anything wrong with Tomashik's game. All right. So Connor Garland's going to take the face-off against Adam Henrique. So you got Henrique with Kapanen or Howard and Tomashik out there right now. Or no, Mangiapane. And I think that's Howard. All right. Puck dumped into the Calgary net or Oilers zone. Pickard almost had a bit of trouble there behind the net as the Canucks were forechecking, but they managed to escape clear. All right. Quinn Hughes spins on Mangiapane. Goes cross ice. Shot. Puck just deflected over the net. Henrique couldn't make the pass. He wanted to go back to the defense around the net, but he whiffed on the pass, and now as a result, the Oilers can't clear the zone. Canucks still have pressure here, but the puck is going to squirt out to Darnell Nurse. Nurse is going to take it to, is that Howard? Oh, Howard tried to make a nice move there. All right, shots are 9-3. Pickard leaves it for Nurse. Finds Philp. Or is that Ekholm? I don't know. Anyway, Philp. Tries, shot. Oh, Podkolzin and put it on net. Demko had to make the save. Kapanen is going to send it around. Yeah, that is Ekholm. Yeah, I was right. Ekholm. Kapanen takes out his guy. Podkolzin. Back to Ekholm. Ekholm. Shot. Round the net. Podkolzin. Back to Bouchard. Bouchard manages to hold it into the zone, but there was too many Canucks there. They're going to send it all the way down the ice, and it's going to be an icing call against Vancouver. So face off to Demko's right. So they got McDavid, Draisaitl, Frederick out there with Bouchard and Ekholm. Bouchard sends it Ekholm. He shot missed the net. Ekholm and Bouchard off their offsides on the defense. I actually like that. Oh boy, Edmonton might be getting a penalty here because a Canuck player fell. And is it offside? Yeah, it's offside. Oh, never mind. It's going to be icing. I don't know why it's going... Well, maybe icing? I don't know. Okay, what is going on here with the... Where are we going here? So they send it back into the Oilers zone. Okay, where are the refs going here? Okay, that was weird. All right, so we have a commercial break. Let's do the out-of-town scoreboard. So let's go with the games that are currently underway. So with 3:25 left in the third period, the Utah Mammoth and Nashville Predators are tied up at 2. With 8:43 left in the third period, the Columbus Blue Jackets have doubled up the Minnesota Wild 6-3, and I believe Kirill Marchenko has a hat-trick in that game. With 3:08 left in the second period, Dallas and Colorado are knotted up at 2s. With 4:44 left in the first period, San Jose and Anaheim are tied at 2. And then at 2:21 left in the first period, Seattle and Vegas at 0. The rest are finals. Winnipeg 3-2 over the Los Angeles Kings. St. Louis 4-2 over the Calgary Flames. Boston 3-1 over Buffalo. Detroit doubles up Toronto 6-3. New Jersey beats Tampa 5-3. Florida triples up Ottawa 6-2. And, you know, before we continue, I just want to make a thing here. When it was announced that Florida basically re-signed their whole freaking team, someone made the joke that there is no point in the other teams trying because you might as well just hand Florida the cup. And I think that rings true. I think Florida's undefeated still. I think they're, 2-0 or something. Standings, I mean, we're only 2 or 3 games into the season for a good... We're only 2 games in the season for most teams. Standings aren't important. Washington doubles up New York 4-2, though Matthew Schaefer did score his first career NHL goal, the top pick in last year's draft. He scored in that game. The New York Rangers beat the Pittsburgh Penguins 6-1. Philadelphia and Carolina. Carolina beat Philly 4-3. And then Montreal scored with 15.7 seconds left in the game during a 2-2 tie to take it 3-2. And that is your out-of-town scoreboard for the NHL. We're still waiting on our first goal of this game. We're still waiting on the first goal of this game. All right, puck dumped into the Oilers zone. The Canucks are going to go after it. And they're going to take a shot right on Pickard. Puck is bouncing around. Where's the puck? It's there. And here comes Draisaitl. Draisaitl's going to back skate. He's going to gain entry. He's going to stop up. Passes it to Frederick. Frederick tries to McDavid. And Demko is going to make the save. Holy shit. You know, it's amazing what having a good quality NHL goaltender does to a team. It really does. You know, I was watching the Toronto Maple Leafs playing the Detroit Red Wings earlier tonight. And I know I said Detroit won, and they did. But at one point, it was 2-0 Toronto. And the Red Wings were absolutely dummying Toronto, not physically, but in terms of controlling the puck, controlling the play, getting offensive zone time. In the second period, it really felt like Toronto barely touched the puck, and for the longest time, the score remained 2-0 because Anthony Stolarz was standing on his head, and it really just highlighted how bad our goaltenders can be at times. And look, and I've said this ever since Stolarz was acquired by Toronto, a big part of why Toronto has done so well these last couple of years was because of Anthony Stolarz and Joseph Woll. And I'm not going to discount Joseph Woll here, but Anthony Stolarz plays a big role. I look at how the Leafs play right now under Berube. They're not that good. They don't play well under Berube. I know that they're more defensively responsible, and they have a certain style that once they get the lead, they can kind of sort of lock it down. But they're not the kind of team that has an explosive... Like, they have an explosive offense because they can do it, but they don't play enough to you know, they were much more offensively explosive under Sheldon Keefe, in my opinion. And so you have these two goalies who just keep Toronto in games for the most part until Toronto's offense is able to take over. And, like, I know we've said it, but it's true. If Edmonton had Anthony Stolarz playing for them, they might have won the cup last year. Anyway, Quinn Hughes takes a shot. That's going to be a... And, yep. David Tomashik took a high stick to the face. I believe it's Evander Kane getting the box here. It is Evander Kane. Well, I didn't miss Evander Kane taking stupid penalties. So, yeah, Evander Kane. You know, I miss Kaner. I liked what Kaner brought to the team. I don't miss those stupid-ass penalties. All right, puck around. So Draisaitl. Back to the point for Bouchard. Over to Draisaitl. Draisaitl looking, waiting, back to Bouchard. Bouchard. Guys, you got to shoot the puck to score, right? McDavid's going to walk in, goes cross ice to Bouchard. Bouchard back or down low for Draisaitl. Draisaitl looking, goes cross ice to McDavid. McDavid's going to skate in with it. He's going to try and send it across. Where's the puck? It's being jammed. Fucking oh, the puck is in the net. But that's called dead, so. Yeah, okay, yeah, no, that's not a goal. the whistle was blown dead long before Tomashik is on one knee, and then he kind of scoops it into the net after the whistle is gone. Yeah, so nothing there. All right, so minute 31 left in the penalty, 2:24 left in the first period. Shots are 11-4 in favor of Edmonton. Look, I'm going to be honest. I like how Edmonton's playing so far. They are the better team, clearly. They're getting other opportunities. They just can't score because, once again, they're running into a stud goaltender in Thatcher Demko. McDavid's going to lose the faceoff. Vancouver's going to grab it. But it's going to be taken behind the Canucks net. It's a 4-player pile. McDavid's going to come up with it. He's going to send it back to Bouchard. Bouchard over to McDavid. McDavid's going to skate with it. He's going to go in. He's going to send it back to Bouchard. Evan Bouchard over to McDavid. McDavid's going to try and force a pass here. Cross ice. Where's the puck? It's in front. Oh, my. Come on. Get the puck. And Vancouver is going to find it. They're going to clear it right down on Calvin Pickard. He's going to pass it over to Bouchard with a minute left to go in the power play. McDavid drops for Draisaitl. I hate the drop pass on the power play. Just get into the freaking zone. Draisaitl sends it back to Bouchard. Bouchard looking, waiting. Goes cross ice to Nuge. Back to Bouchard. Bouchard over to McDavid. McDavid down low for Draisaitl. Cross ice. Fuck. Tomashik just got robbed by Demko. This game should be like 3 or 4-0 for Edmonton. Draisaitl with a nifty pass, and oh my god, Tomashik. Like, Tomashik is not doing anything wrong right now. He is not doing a thing wrong. It sucks. Oh my god. That's a penalty. Yep. Who took it? Who took it? Frederick? Oh, Trent. Frederick's going off for... Oh, Frederick's going to go off for tripping. So it's going to be 4-on-4 for 27 seconds. And then the Canucks will have a power play to end the period. And I believe possibly start the second. I don't know why Frederick's complaining. That's a trip, dude. Why does Knobloch have the Canucks logo on his little piece of paper behind? I don't know. Whatever. All right, so 4-on-4 for 27 seconds. And the problem is the oh, my God. Who was that? Was that Mangiapane? Someone just lost the puck right in front, and if Pickard wasn't paying attention, that's in the back of Edmonton's net. Holy fuck. All right, well, 2-on-1 for the Canucks. Holy fucking Jesus Christ. All right, minute 31 of power play time. Oh, Mangiapane lost the puck. Holy crap. Oh. Yeah, Pickard had to get it with the skate. Jesus Christ. So we got Edmonton nearly sabotaging themselves right now, and Pickard, Aaron Demko, stealing this game for Vancouver so far. All right, well, back to the point. So Canucks, so Edmonton's 0-for-2 on the power play. Canucks are getting their first power play of the game with 1:25 left. So they'll have some time to start the second on the power play. Oh boy, another puck almost deflected in off an Oiler. I swear to God, if the Oilers give up 2 own goals in the first 2 games, this is a cursed team. All right, so 27 seconds to go in the period, 1:05 left on the power play. So the Oilers will have, about 40, the Oilers will have a PK for about 40 seconds. Actually, exactly 40 seconds. End of the period. Quinn Hughes takes that shot. Pickard with the save. Wouldn't have counted anyway. And so we have a scoreless first period. And my God. Okay. So first period comes to a close. Looks like we have some score updates for you guys. So Minnesota has scored 1. So now Columbus leads them 6-4, and it looks like Dallas got another goal, so they lead Colorado 3-2. My God. My God, my God, what a game. What a game. Absolutely just, I can't fathom the, no. You know what? I'm not going to panic. This team has been playing well tonight. They have been the better team for the majority of this period. I am not going to panic. It's only the second game of the season. And it's that. It's the second game of the season. Oh, Columbus has scored an empty netter. 7-4 now. 7-4 for Columbus over Minnesota. All right, well, I am going to go silent here for a little bit. We have the intermission going on. So I will Um, Actually, you know what? What we're going to do is we're going to play some Wordle. I love Wordle. Wordle's a good game. I like to play Wordle. So let's go here. I'm going to do that. Where's my edge? There we go. Okay, let's open a tab here. Let's play some Wordle. Because I love playing Wordle. All right, Wordle New York Times. And we're going to play. We're going to play. No. All right, so here's my strategy for Wordle in case anyone's wondering. What I like to do is I like to start with something that is going to give me the most optimal choices. So usually the first word I start with is audio. Audio allows me to knock off 1, 2, 3, 4 vowels. Now we have an A, right? Now, so for those of you who don't know how Wordle works, the way it works is that you have 6 opportunities to guess a 5-letter word, and the letters will come in 3 different colors depending on what their place in the word is. If the letter is gray, that letter does not appear in the word at all. It means it's not in there. If it's yellow, the letter is in the word, but it's not in the right spot. And if it's green, it's in the word and it's in the right spot. So according to this word, there is an A in the word, but it's not in the first slot. So we have to find letters now that have A in another slot beyond the first one. So what we're going to do is we're going to do A-N-T. We're going to do slant. Okay. So so S-A-T are in the word. S is in the first. A is in the middle. There is a T, but it's not at the end. And if it's not at the end, it's probably the second one. So let's do stamp. Oh, okay. S-T-A. There's no N, there's no P. So now we got to think of words that go S-T-A. So let's do stack now. We're going to do stack. Enter. Boom. There it is. There it is. I absolutely love Wordle. It is. I discovered it during the COVID pandemic when we were under lockdown, and I was trying to entertain myself. I try to do the Wordle of the day at least once a day because, first of all, I have learned words through this that I've never heard of before, and it's fun. So there we go. You know what? Now we're going to do another one. And this is another one that I've enjoyed. Puck Doku. So what is Puck Doku? Well, Puck Doku is basically Sudoku for hockey. So for those of you who don't know how Sudoku works, is you have a grid, and you basically have to fill the grid with numbers between 1 to 9, but you can't have numbers crossing or something like that. Puck Doku kind of works the same. So for this one, we have to find a player who's played for both the Colorado Avalanche and the LA Kings, a player that's played for both the Colorado Avalanche and the Toronto Maple Leafs, and a Colorado Avalanche goaltender who's had a career save percentage of 890 or plus. That shouldn't be too hard. I already know the goalie I'm going to get in mind. We also find a Ranger that's played for the Kings, a Ranger that's played for the Leafs, and a Ranger goaltender that has a 990 save percentage. Same thing for the Canucks. Okay, the goaltenders, we're going to get the goalies out of the way. I know of one right off the bat for Colorado, and I'm going Patrick Waugh. There you go, Patrick Waugh, 31%. I assume if I remember correctly, the way that this game works is that like the higher percentage or the lower the percentage, the higher your score, because the lower percentage means that you've guessed a player that no one else is guessing. 31% of the people who've done this game have guessed Patrick Waugh, because when you think of an Avalanche goaltender, the first one you're going to think of is Patrick Waugh. Okay? Rangers goaltender. Now, there are a few out there that I can think of right off the bat. There's 3. Shesterkin, Henrik Lundqvist, and Mike Richter. So I have to think of another goaltender who played for the New York Rangers that had a plus 890 save percentage with the team. And who can I think of? I'm trying to think of a guy who back... Oh, you know what? I know who I'm picking. I'm going Cam Talbot. Got to be Talbot, right? Yes! 3%. So not a lot of people guess Cam Talbot. Okay, Vancouver. Luongo is the obvious one. Same with Demko. She loves? Oh, I don't know. What's the career? Vancouver. Trying to think of goalies. I think Corey Schneider is another. See, I'm trying to avoid the popular guesses. So I'm not going Luongo. I'm not going to go Demko. I'm trying to think. Corey Schneider, would he be Corey Schneider, maybe. Lankinen as well. Is Lankinen? I'm going Kevin Lankinen. Fuck it. Let's try it. Let's try Lankinen. Okay, Kevin Lankinen, 3%. All right, that's pretty good. So the goalies are out of the way. All right, so now let's do players who've played for both the Colorado Avalanche and the LA Kings. I'm going Jerome McGinley. That's the only player I can think of. I'm just trying to think if there's someone else here. Did Ryan Smith play for the Avalanche at one point? I know he played for the Kings. You know what? I'm just going to go McGinley. I'm going Jerome McGinley. 11%. Okay, not bad. A player who played for both Colorado and Toronto. I'm going... You know what? I'm going John Michael Lyles. Okay, Lyles? John Michael Lyles. I'm doing that. 3%. Okay. A player that's played for the Rangers and the Kings. Gabrick? I'm going Gabrick. Marian Gabrick? Oh, 6%. Okay. A player who's played for the Rangers and the Leafs. Oh, boy. Well, the obvious one is... Brian Leach. That's the only one I can think of. I'm just trying to see here. No, Yager never played for the Leafs. Clarkson played for the Devils. The New York Rangers. It has to be Leach. I'm going to select. I'm going Brian Leach. I'm trying to think about it for like. I'm trying to think for like the score purposes, but 14%. All right, Vancouver and Los Angeles. Vancouver and Toronto. Well, I'm going to go Dakota Joshua. But you know what? It might be so early in the season, they're probably not going to count it. So I'm going to go Mikheyev. Because there's a... Yeah, you know what? There's Ilya... I'm going Ilya Mikheyev because there's a bigger body of work there. Yeah, 3%. Okay. I could have done Dakota Joshua, but I don't know if Joshua has played enough games. I wish there was a column I could... Okay. So there's one left. Kings and Canucks. Oh my goodness. Who is a good player to choose for the Kings and the Canucks? Kings and the Canucks. Kings and the Canucks. And I'd have to go back. See, I want to see like Kevin Bieksa or Ryan Kessler, but those are Anaheim Ducks, not Kings. Oh man, this might be bad. It's not Martin Jones. Because he went from LA to Florida, and then they went back, and then they traded him to San Jose. The Kings and the Canucks. The Kings and the Canucks. Maybe it was someone on Edmonton? Who? Someone went from... Damn, that's hard. Just trying to think here. Trying to think of Vancouver's roster. Did someone from LA? Oh, you know, I know who. I know who. Tanner Pearson. I'm going Tanner Pearson. It has to be Pearson. What did I get? 6% on that one. Yep. There you go. That's my puck doku. Yes. Love this. Yeah, I love this. So, there you go, guys. For my puck doku, I have Jerome McGinley, John Michael Lyles, Patrick Waugh, Cam Talbot, Brian Leetch, Marian Gaborik, Tanner Pearson, Ilya Mikheyev, and Kevin Lankinen. My uniqueness is at 80. Okay, cool. That's actually pretty cool. All right. How much time we have? A minute 46 left before the second period begins. I think that it was excellent work in the period for me. What is going on here? All right. So, yeah. Okay. Oh, Colorado's tied it up against Dallas. It's a 3-3 game there now. Okay, interesting to... Man, I'm happy with how that worked out. I am super happy. My God, I love that. All right. And they're just doing hockey highlights for the rest of the NHL while we wait. So, yeah. Okay. I'm pretty sure the second period is about to get underway here. We're just having ourselves a commercials while we're waiting, so... Oh, okay, so I went to the go live section, so... Oh, boy. Oh, jeez. Alright. Second period about to get underway. Vancouver still has 40 seconds of power play time remaining. So, we're good there. Alright. So, Edmonton wins the face-off and get an early clear into the Canucks zone. Quinn Hughes. He's going to skate it up. Back pass to Pettersson. He's going to send it into the Oilers zone. And that's going to get deflected out of play with 29. No, it's 21. Yeah, 21 seconds left of power play time. Got my iced tea here to take a swig. So, yeah. Yeah, Canucks not really going to get a lot going on this power play, I think. Because I believe the puck... Oh, it's to the right of Pickard. Okay, my apologies. So they might get something here. Shots are 14-4 in favor of Edmonton. Very good first period from Edmonton, except for frickin' Demko. All right, Canucks. Hughes down low to a guy. He's going to take a shot. I think that was Kane. Yep, it is Kane. Deflected over the net. Besser. Cross ice to Pettersson. Pettersson. Penalty is over. Tries to find Kane. He tried a power move to the net. Tried to spin it on his forehand and get a shot. Couldn't get it past Pickard. Quinn Hughes. Shot. Behind the net for Kane. He's going to send it back up to Pettersson. Elias Pettersson. Sends it across ice for Tyler Myers. Myers. Down to Besser. Brock Besser. Back up to a guy. He sends it over to Hughes. Down low for Kane. Kane and Quinn Hughes run into each other. Myers takes the shot. Deflected by Pickard out of play. And the Oilers escape that offensive zone push by the Canucks. Dallas is up 4-3 on Colorado now. All right, Canucks win the faceoff. Myers sends it down low for a guy. I think that's that Lekari Mackey guy. He's going to send it in front, and Arshdeep Baines couldn't control that pass, so it's nothing doing there. Canucks have 6 shots already now. 2 shots this period. And we're less than 2 minutes in. All right, now the Oilers are going to get control of the puck here. Puckles, and he's going to send it in for Philp, who's going to get it into the corner. But the Canucks are going to win that battle. They're going to send it up. And here come the Canucks on a 3-2 rush. Connor Garland, he can't control that or he can't get the pass, so the Oilers are going to find it. Send it over to Puckles and Noah Philp. Gets the puck over to Kapanen. Kapanen sends it back to Regulu. He's going to send it over to Nurse, and here comes Nurse. He's going to skate up with it. Nurse got it in deep, and that's exactly... Well, he didn't. He tried to get it in deep, couldn't do it. Canucks are going to grab it, and they're going to get it here. Nurse sends it up for Quinn Hughes. Draisaitl with the pick. Draisaitl gets it. Reverse hit on Kiefer Sherwood, but Sherwood's still going after Draisaitl. Frederick, Draisaitl, and Ekholm in there. Puck comes around for 97. Hronek staples him against the boards. That's going to be an icing. If that puck did technically escape the zone, I think it was closer than it was. We would have to regroup. Hronek over to Hughes. Sends it back to Hronek. Frederick went after Hughes a little bit. Puck dumped in. Pickett's going to stop it, leave it for Bouchard. Or Ekholm's going to send it up to Draisaitl. Draisaitl sends it over to Bouchard. Bouchard shot, missed the net. McDavid sends it back to Ekholm. Ekholm's going to try to take a shot, deflected into the corner. McDavid's going to pick it up. He's going to stop off. McDavid drops for Bouchard. Evan Bouchard drops for Draisaitl. Draisaitl. Everyone's on their backhand right now. McDavid. Guys tried to go cross ice, intercepted in the slot. Frederick on the puck, sends it back to McDavid. McDavid down low tried to get it to Frederick. Oh, McDavid down low for Frederick. Frederick couldn't get the pass across to Draisaitl. He's going to lose behind the net. Draisaitl goes after it. That should be interference against the Canucks player, but it's not. Ekholm in his own zone. Sends it up for Matthew Savoy. Savoy, gets it knocked off his stick, but he's going to get it back. Sends it over to Nuge. Nugent Hopkins back to the point for Regula. He's going to take, or Kulak, my apologies. He's going to take that shot. Here come the Canucks. 3-on-2 rush. Canucks. Good stick there by Kulak. Or was that Nuge? I think that was Nuge. Good stick there by Nuge to deflect it into the corner so the Canucks couldn't get an opportunity. Here comes Nugent Hopkins. Nuge. He's going to go against Tyler Myers. Don't take a penalty, Nuge. That wouldn't be good. Back to the point. Shot. Mangiapane couldn't pick it up. He had his stick tied up, so he couldn't get a clean pickup of the puck. Henrique drops for Howard. Ike Howard sends it down low for Henrique. Henrique tries to find Howard again, but it's intercepted by the Canucks. And here comes Vancouver. Besser dumps it into the Oilers zone. Picked up first by, I don't know who that is. Nurse sends it up for Tomashik. Tomashik can't pick it up cleanly, so he's just going to dump it into the Canucks zone. Oh boy. Nurse with the shot on net goes behind the net. Regula sends it out front for Tomashik. David Tomashik can't control the pass, and here comes Vancouver. Henrique. That's a 3-on-2 rush for Edmonton. Tomashik, Henrique, Tomashik. Too many passes, guys. Put it on net. I get what they're trying to do, but you got to put it on net. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. There was a reason why Wayne Gretzky said that until, what's his name? Alice Ovechkin broke it. Podkolzin comes in, drops for a guy. Shot saved by Demko. That was Noah Philp with the shot. We have our first commercial break of the period. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Are San Jose and Edmonton, were they tied up at 3? Yep, San Jose and Anaheim tied up at 3 now. There we go. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay. We have a nice little graphic there showing us that Quinn Hughes has the most points in franchise history by a defenseman, which is pretty cool. All right, Vancouver tries to clear the puck, and they're going to get it all the way down, but it's not going to be up for icing, so Ekholm's going to get there first, but he can't pick up the puck. He's going to try and poke it. Nothing doing there. Here comes Vancouver. They had a guy waiting in front of the net, but the Canucks couldn't get the puck to him. Number 18, behind the net. McDavid in the corner. Bouchard is tackling a guy on the center ice. All right, Ekholm. He's just going to dump it into the zone. Draisaitl just flattened a guy behind the net. Holy crap, who was that? Didn't even bother going for the puck. He just flattened a guy. Was that Myers? Or I got to look at that hit again when the next replay happens. Myers. Tomashik pressuring on the forecheck. But the Canucks are going to get it up. Elias Pettersson finds Jake DeBrusk. First time I'm seeing Jake DeBrusk tonight. DeBrusk back to the point. For Hronik. Over to Quinn Hughes. Quinn Hughes. He's going to skate in. He's going to go for a skate. He's going to try and send it in front. Podkolzin's going to take the puck, and here comes Noah Philp. Back pass to Kapanen. He's going to try to go cross ice to Noah Philp. The puck goes up in the air, and it's grabbed by Brock Besser, who's going to send it up to Elias Pettersson, who's going to go and skate it into the Oilers zone. He's going to send it down low for Besser. He gets tied up behind the net by Kulak. Noah Philp couldn't get the puck out. The puck is going to roll in on Calvin Pickard, who's going to make the safe bet and freeze the thing. It was Tyler Myers he ran over. Draw! Draisaitl just bodied. Absolutely dummy Tyler Myers. That was fantastic from the German Tiger tank. Leon Draisaitl flattens Tyler Myers. Holy crap. All right. Face off to the right of Pickard. Hits are 8-6 in favor of the Canucks. In case anyone was wondering, because that's what the hit counter says according to Sportsnet. All right, Canucks behind the Oilers net. Oilers are going to come up with Nurse over to Regula. Regula tried to set it up, and the Oilers are going to flip it out to Ike Howard, but he's going to pick up the puck. Now they're going to send it to the Canucks zone. Demiko's going to stop behind the net. Howard's going to go in on the forecheck. The Canucks are going to get away with it. Kane is going to flip it out into the Oilers zone. A Canuck player knocked an Oilers player to the ice. Puck rolls in on, wow. Shot from the point, hit traffic in front, and it rolled in on Pickard, and he is able to find it and cover it up. And I have to announce we have a tie game in Colorado between Dallas and Colorado. So it's a 4-4 game now. Nathan McKinnon just tied it up. So. All right. Face off to the right of Calvin Pickard. Scramble draw. Bouchard's going to pick it up. Behind the net, he's going to try and send it up. Savoy is going to have to slap it out of the zone. Mangiapane in on the forecheck. Quinn Hughes. No, that's not Quinn Hughes. My apologies. Canucks send it in behind the Oilers net. Pickard stops it, sends it across. And here comes Nugent Hopkins. Nuge finds Mangiapane. Savoy in on the forecheck. Nugent Hopkins back to the point for Ekholm. He's going to take that shot, and it's going to get swallowed up by Demko, and I believe we're going to have ourselves a commercial break. Never mind. Doesn't look like we're going to have a commercial break. I thought we were going to have a commercial break, but we're not going to have a commercial break. Well, Vancouver's starting to come alive a little bit here in the in the second period. I think they're out shooting Edmonton right now. All right, McDavid, Draisaitl back on the ice. Draisaitl looks like he's going to take the face-off here. Nope, it's McDavid. McDavid wins it. When it goes to the corner, Draisaitl sends it down low for Frederic. McDavid is there for support. Back behind the net for Draisaitl. Tyler Myers. Draisaitl. Shot. Where's the puck? Frederic couldn't put it in. McDavid was at the side of the net. McDavid's down on the ice. And here come the Canucks. Oh, nice play. Who was that? Nice play to keep it at the line. Although the puck is now poked out of the Oilers or Canucks zone. Draisaitl over to Ekholm. Ekholm drops for Leon. Leon's going to skate up with it. Here goes Leon. Enters his zone. Tries to make a move. He's going to get tripped up. And that's going to be a penalty on Vancouver. Kiefer Sherwood. Pissed off. He's not happy about it. So Oilers to the power play. Who was that? Kiefer Sherwood is absolutely not happy about the penalty. I think it was Myers who knocked down Frederic out the blue line there. But in any case. All right, Seattle has scored against Vegas. It's 1-0 Seattle. Oilers on the power play 0 for 2 with 5 shots on net. So, and Tomashik has looked good. Bouchard goes cross ice to Nuge. He's going to take that shot. Glove saved by Demko, but he couldn't hold on to the bucket. Here come the Canucks. Quinn Hughes, I believe that is, sends it down to the Canucks zone or Oilers zone. Picker's going to stop behind the net. Evan Bouchard's there to collect. Bouchard finds Draisaitl. Draisaitl's going to skate up with it. He's going to draw for McDavid. McDavid's going to get into the zone. Forced to go wide. He's going to pick up the puck. McDavid goes cross ice. Shot. Where's the puck? It's saved by Demko. Back to the point. Draisaitl over to Bouchard. Bouchard over to Draisaitl. Draisaitl down low for McDavid. McDavid's going to go behind the net. Come out with it. Goes cross ice to Bouchard. Someone shoot it, please. A shot would be nice. McDavid tries to go cross ice to Draisaitl, and it's going to miss everyone and escape the zone. 1 minute left in the power play. Bouchard finds McDavid. McDavid goes cross ice to Nugent Hopkins. McDavid gets taken down. Nugent Hopkins down low for McDavid. McDavid tries to go cross ice to Draisaitl. It's in traffic, but it does eventually get Draisaitl. McDavid down low for Draisaitl. Looking, waiting. Goes cross ice to Bouchard. Bouchard's going to take that shot. Motherfucking Demko. Honestly, if Vancouver wins this game, which I'm 100% convinced they are going to do now, it is going to be because of Thatcher Demko. Klingberg has scored for San Jose, so San Jose is now leading Anaheim 4-3. All right, Ekholm. Cross ice to Frederic. He's going to take that shot. Oh, man. Someone was on the back door and he just missed. All right. 25 seconds left in the power play. Ekholm gets into a bit of trouble behind the Oilers, and Frederick's there for support. He's going to send it up to Henrique, back to Frederic. 16 seconds left, back to Henrique. Henrique is just going to dump it into the Canucks zone with 9 seconds left. So the Oilers are 0 for 3 tonight. They were, 1 for 3? Sorry, they were 2 for 3 against Calgary or something. Yeah, 2 for 3 against Calgary. They are 2 for 6. They are 2 for 6 on the season. Power play needs to start getting better again. Canucks try to send it out in front. Podkolzin goes cross ice to Philp. Back to Kapanen. Back to Philp. Philp takes a shot. He scores! Noah Philp! Is that his first NHL goal? It is. Yes! Good job, Noah Philp. Yes, good job, Noah Philp. Congratulations, young man. Oh, what a play. Noah Philp. Yes, good job, Noah. Oh, off. Yep. It deflected off of Tyler Myers' stick. Ooh, oh, I'm so happy for him. So happy for Noah Philp. All right, what did I say? What did I say? Oh my goodness. Okay, all right. Let's calm down a little bit here. We know Edmonton is capable of blowing this. We know Edmonton is capable of blowing this lead. All right, so the assist to Kapanen and Podkolzin, so their first points of the year. And the third line, depth scoring from Edmonton. Draisaitl tries a back pass to Regula. Regula forced to exit the zone. Edmonton trying to be a little too cute. All right, Draisaitl tries to go back to Nurse. Nurse is not going to be able to keep it in, and that's going to be offside on Edmonton. Good job, Noah Philp. All right, I'm going to get the call from Jack here. Good job. Good job, Noah Philp. I have to give my props to that guy. All right, let's go. I'm going to get Austin's reaction, too. I got to get Austin Hockey's reaction for it. Where are we at? Here we go. Yes! Yep. Love it. But yeah, it did. Why do I have Marner on my fucking screen? Good God. What was I saying? So yeah, it did deflect off of what's his name? Tyler Myers' stick. And I'm so happy for this guy. Look, here's the thing. And I said this in the first period. It really does kind of feel like a preseason game a little bit with the amount of rookies Edmonton's icing in their lineup. And I love it. They were the oldest team in the league last year. And the youth movement you're seeing, and what I like about it is that they're not just throwing rookies in for the sake of throwing rookies in. The rookies that they have contributed in some way, shape, or form, or at the very least have some sort of have done something to validate their presence in the lineup. Noah Philp has been one of them. I thought he was fantastic in the preseason for Edmonton. He's absolutely earned a spot on this team. He's getting pats from Connor and the assistant coach, or if that's not the assistant coach, that's not Block. So, yeah. Okay, so, phew. All right, let's calm it down, though. It's 6:39 left in the second period. Vancouver has a face-off in Edmonton zone. Edmonton's out shooting Vancouver 22-8. So, this team is capable of greatness. It's just they need a fucking goaltender. All right. Nurse. Back pass to Regula. Regula. Back pass to a guy. Here comes Matthew Savoy. Matthew Savoy hounded at the blue line. Gives it up to Nurse. Nurse is going to take that shot. He's going to get into the corner by Demko. He's going to go back to the point. Pad save by Demko. The Canucks are going to clear it out. Oh boy, potential breakaway. Nicely played. Was that Kane? Yeah, it was Kane with the partial breakaway. He's going to take that shot. Saved by Pickard or blocked in front of the net. Oh boy. Nurse, why are you just standing there? Go help. Oh boy. Okay. Calm it down, guys. Garland. Cross ice to Hughes. He's going to take that shot. It's going to go into the corner. Roenick over to Hughes. Quinn Hughes stops up. Pressured by Savoy. Quinn Hughes. Cross ice to Kane. Back to Roenick. Over to Hughes. Hughes takes that shot. Puck deflected into the corner. Hedl. And he's going to throw it on net. It's going to be saved by Pickard with 5:30 left here in the second period. So Hedl throws it on net. Good save by Pickard with the stick to get it to stop, and then he's going to cover it with his glove. Fantastic. All right, we have a minute 21 left in between Dallas and Colorado. It looks like that game's going to go to overtime. So, okay. You know, I'm almost tempted to watch the overtime game between San Jose and Dallas. Good to see Sergeant. What was his name from Flashpoint? Gregory Parker with the Strategic Response Unit. All right, what do we got to highlight here? Is this Roslovic? Yeah, that's Jack Ross. So they're highlighting Roslovic right now. So, yeah, I don't know when we can expect Roslovic to start playing for Edmonton. The problem is Edmonton would need to make a move to get him into the lineup, and he hasn't played a game since last year. Like, he hasn't gotten into preseason. Oh boy, shot. Was that Frederick or McDavid with the shot saved by Demko? So it'd be interesting to see when Edmonton gets Roslovic into the lineup and where he's going to slot in. Because, is he going to play as your third line center? Is he going to be your third or fourth line right wing? Is he going to be in the top six? It'll be interesting to see what Edmonton does with him. And I'm not saying, I'm not happy Edmonton signed him. It seems like Edmonton, nice. Jake DeBrusk nearly split the D there. Still gets the shot off, saved by Pickard. It definitely is very, Edmonton is very much on anyone who remotely helps us. We think even remotely helps us, we're going to get. I still like that, as the Oilers commit an icing here, I still like that clip from Oilers Plus that they were playing during preseason when they were doing behind the scenes of the draft and free agency, and Stan Bowman was talking about how their guy, they want Andrew Mangiapane, and they get him. So it seems like what Edmonton's doing, especially now that that they Connor has given them a 3-year window now, is it seems like they're not hesitant on anything anymore. And that's not to say that they were hesitant before. Understand, and I think I said this in the Calgary game. I was very much against Edmonton hiring Stan Bowman. I was not a fan of that with what Stan did or didn't do in Chicago. And it felt like, it felt very much like another Ken Holland hire. Oh, we're hiring for what he has done. Like Edmonton hired Ken Holland because he won all those cups as a GM in Detroit. And again, even with the Ken Holland hiring, oh boy, Canucks 2-on-1. 2-on-1. Oh, good defensive play. Was that Kulak with this great defensive play to break up that 2-on-1? And he played that perfectly. He did exactly what you're supposed to do as a defenseman on the 2-on-1. You let the goalie take the shot and you take away the pass. When the Oilers initially announced hiring Ken Holland, I actually wasn't against it because, in my opinion, Ken Holland was like a premier GM in the league. After some of the moves he's made, I didn't like it. And it could be argued that he managed to get to the Stanley Cup final because of McDavid in spite of his moves, not because of them. And it was especially infuriating when you realize that the Edmonton Oilers, before they hired Ken Holland, had interviewed a guy named Bill Zito, who would then go on to become the GM of the Florida Panthers. And of course, Florida wins the last 2 cups as Darren Oilers takes a shot on Dr. Demko. Edmonton with the 26th shot of the night. So I quickly soured on Ken Holland, especially since that was perfectly played by Kulak. Especially since he continually refused to address the team's needs. But Stan Bowman has come in, and every move he's made has worked out so far. Now, obviously, not every move he's going to make is going to work out. I think already the Trent Frederick deal is looking a bit rough. But for the most part, what Stan has done has worked out. And then, I know I said and I know people are going to go out and say, oh, well, Dylan Holloway and Philip Broberg. First of all, and I said this during the Flames game stream, Stan Bowman only had a week from the time he was hired to the time that, Regula just got hit and he's down. He's looking at the ref, but he's getting back up. And Nurse is going after Kane. Oh boy. Nurse and Kane, former teammates. Oh, man. We got 4-on-4. Oh, Kane, that's a bad hit on Regula. Oh, that's a bad hit by Kane on Regula. And so as I was saying, so we're going to get 4-on-4 here, I think. Yeah, we're getting 4-on-4. Nurse and Kane going off to the box. I think we're getting 4-on-4 here. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be 4-on-4. I don't want to hear people talking about the Broberg and Holloway offer sheets. For one, those sheets were signed a week after. Those offer sheets were signed a week after he got hired. So he didn't have a lot of time to understand what he was doing. Number 2, Edmonton had already made their decisions not to sign them when they didn't immediately didn't immediately match the offer sheets. And as a result, Stan Bowman has come in. Well, you know what? Actually, I say Stan Bowman has made every move work. He hasn't. Skinner and Arvidsson. Well, no, you know what? I say Skinner and Arvidsson. Those were Jeff Jackson signings. Those guys were signed before Stan Bowman was hired by Edmonton. So, yeah, I'm not going to put those on Stan Bowman at all. So, yeah, every move Stan Bowman has made so far has worked out. McDavid goes around. He's going to try and send it to front. It missed both Ekholm and Draisaitl. Ekholm. Pressured by the Canucks. Leaves it for McDavid, who sends it around to nobody. And the Canucks are going to have to clear it out. And it's not going to be icing. With a minute 36 left here in the first period. Bouchard. Over to Ekholm, back to Bouchard. Ekholm to Bouchard, back to Ekholm. McDavid's going to take that shot. He's going to... Oh, man, Demko has it pinned against his hip. Man, Edmonton's out shooting Vancouver by a 3-1 margin right now. They have absolutely been the better team tonight. Demko is the only reason this game isn't 4 or 5-0 for Edmonton. Oh boy, only a minute 34 of OT left and still 4-4 between Colorado and Dallas. So yeah, I've been impressed with Stan's body of work. Especially this offseason. At the end of last year, with the end of season conference after the Oilers lost the Stanley Cup final, Stan basically said Edmonton needs to get younger and they need to get faster. And all the moves he's made this offseason have been exactly that. They're players that are younger and have some speed to them, right? They are not the oldest team in the league anymore. Nugent Hopkins. Shot saved by Demko. Or missed the net. Kulak. 59 seconds left. So the period is about to come to close. Tyler Myers. So you have Mangiapane with the steal. Mangiapane should scores! Andrew Mangiapane. I love this guy. He was a pest when he was a Flame. That's, wow. Mangiapane immediately paying dividends. Nice. Man, Andrew Mangiapane just absolutely paying dividends for Edmonton right now. I love this. Yes, good job. I saw someone comment that Andrew Mangiapane wasn't looking all that good during the preseason. And in my opinion, he was just saving it for the regular season. He was trying not to get injured, and that's 2 goals in 2 games for Andrew Mangiapane. I love this. I love it. 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 Yes. Oh, I'm so happy. All right, so let's take a look at this play again. So a Canuck gave it away horribly, and Mangiapane, who was that? Oh, it was Braden Coots with the bad giveaway, and Mangiapane's like, thank you very much. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. This team, man. All right. Jesus. You know what? I'm going to say it. They've been playing the right way all game. They're out shooting Vancouver more than 3-1. They have been playing well all game long. In fact, I'm going to go so far to say is they've been playing all season long, except for giving up that game to Calgary. So let's see what happens. So Myers, yep. Coots is like, yeah, here you go. Nice. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so second intermission. Well, let's go take a look at the shootout. between. Let's go take a look at the shootout here between Colorado and Dallas. Let's see what we got here. We got the shootout. All right, let's watch. So, okay, so they haven't done it yet. We haven't, so they haven't started the shootout yet. They're just scraping off the center ice. So that's good. You know, it's funny. I follow the Vancouver Canucks. Okay, here we go. All right. So we have the shootout ready to go. Looks like Dallas is shooting first, and it is going to be Jason Robertson. So here we go, Jason Robertson. He's been given the green light to go. He's going to swing it wide to the left of Scott Wedgwood. He's going to come in, go to center, shoot, scores. Jason Robertson over the glove of Scott Wedgwood. And Dallas takes the 1-0 lead in the shootout. Nice. Oh, it was under the glove. Not bad. Not a bad shot. All right, who we have shooting for Colorado? Victor Olofsson. I had no idea he went to Colorado. I thought he was on Vegas. In fact, I'm pretty sure he was on Vegas. I guess they just couldn't qualify him. All right, here goes Victor Olofsson. He's going to pick it up. He's going to go to the right. In on Jake Ottinger. He's going to try and stuff it home, but Ottinger gets the blocker down. So Colorado down by 1 in the shootout. Yeah. Tried to go across ice. Yeah, good save by Ottinger. Nice. All right, who's next for Colorado? Matt Duchene, the former Avalanche. All right. Oh, this will be pissing off of Avalanche fans if he scores. He's going to come into speed. He's going to shoot, and it's going to be saved by Wedgwood. Tried to beat Wedgwood 5-hole. Couldn't do it. And Wedgwood gets the pads down. Makes a right pad stop. All right. I'm assuming it's Nathan MacKinnon next. I'm surprised. Oh, it's Valerie Nichushkin. They don't go. How is McKinnon not shot yet? All right, here we go. Nichushkin goes to the left. He's going to go on center. He's going to try and shoot. Did he do it? He did. He scores on the backhand. Wow. Oh, yeah, that was, yeah. Oh, yeah. Andre tried to do the splits to get it. Oh, here's another one. Mikko Rantanen, the former Avalanche. So he's got a score here. Here goes Rantanen. Swings wide. Stick handles. Shoot, scores. He rifles it past Scott Wedgwood. Now they're going to go with Nate McKinnon, right? Now they have to go McKinnon for this. Yeah, he came in, stick handle, loaded, fired. Yeah, beat Wedgwood clean. All right, so now it has to be Nathan. Yeah, now it's Nathan MacKinnon. MacKinnon has to score here. He has to score. All right, he's been given the go whistle. He's going to grab the puck. He's going to swing left. He's going to go in. He's going to shoot, and it's going to be saved by Jake Ottinger. And so the Dallas Stars beat the Avalanche in a shootout. All right, well. Mangiapane has started, I'm okay. So what do I do now? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a break. So I'm going to mute the mic, and I'm going to take a break here. All right, I'm gonna mute my mic. I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna take a break, but I will be back. Something that isn't bread man. Tyler DT. What's our nickname for Manji? For Manji was something that isn't bread man. I don't know. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna take my break now. I will see you guys for the start of the third period. All right, we are back. Third period about to get underway. I just tweeted this out on my Twitter, which I will link for you guys here. Give me 1 second. There we go. You guys can check out my Twitter. I still call it Twitter. I know it's called X, but I still call it Twitter. So I just tweeted this out. I'll say this. I know Edmonton's season is only 105 minutes old, but Edmonton has looked like the better team for 75 minutes so far. Sure, the lines could be better, but I like what I'm seeing for the most part. Yeah, that is absolutely true. For the first 30 minutes against the Flames, Edmonton was the better team. For 40 minutes against the Canucks, the argument could be made the only reason Edmonton has not blown Vancouver out of the building is because of Thatcher Demko right now. And right now, for me, the only way that this night can get better for Edmonton, obviously get the win. But for the most part, what I think would really help me tonight to be happy is a goal from David Tomashek, because he's looked good tonight. So, I love iced tea. And M&M's. I'm having M&M's right now. I shouldn't be doing this, though. Okay. All right, so stats after 40. Shot attempts are 47-21 in favor of Edmonton. Actual shots are 28-9 in favor of Edmonton. Slot shots are 16-7 in favor of Edmonton. High danger chances, 12-0 for Edmonton. Offensive zone possession, 11:06 for Edmonton, 7:36 for the Canucks. So yeah, Edmonton's been the better team so far tonight. Like I said, the only reason this isn't a blowout is because of Thatcher Demko. And they're replaying Ike Howard's draft day. I'll say this. I think Ike Howard's going to get set down when Jack Roslovic is good to go. Get some seasoning down there for him. He hasn't looked too bad, but in my opinion, he's going to be the odd man out when Edmonton eventually gets Hyman and Roslovic back. All right, Emberson sends the puck into the Canucks zone. Quinn Hughes over to Roenick. Roenick's going to flip that into center ice. Emberson. Strong play by Emberson, but he couldn't get the puck out of the zone. Although I'm not blaming that on him. I'm blaming that on everyone else. Oh, shot. Just missed the net. Quinn Hughes walking the line. Shot blocked in front. Oh, that's a goal. Brock Besser. Well, oh boy. So how did this one happen? Okay, so went off the post, went out the other side. Quinn Hughes down to Besser, and Pickard just didn't pick it up. Oh, jeez. Yep. Oh, boy. All right. Well, Yeah, I agree. That's a savable shot, and that should be saved by Pickard. Goaltending, man, it's gonna sink this team. We know it. Everyone knows it. The only ones who don't know it are the guys who are in charge of this team. Canucks try to send it out in front. Goes off the skate of McDavid right to Matthias Ekholm. He's going to find it to Draisaitl. Draisaitl backhand pass to McDavid. McDavid tries to take the shot. He whiffs on it. He also had Bouchard and Frederick on his with him, and it was a 3-on-2 rush. Canucks, oh boy, shot saved by Pickard. Draisaitl. He's just going to flip it into the Canucks zone. So Connor Garland... Or sorry, is it Garland or Besser? Oh, it was Connor Garland. I thought it was Brock Besser. Connor Garland assisted by Quinn Hughes. Puck in the Oilers zone. Darnell Nurse is going to bump it back to Regula. He's going to win that puck battle, but it's going to go to the Canucks. Shot saved by Pickard. Quinn Hughes. Shot deflected up and out of play. Darnell Nurse has a guy pinned against Edmonton's net. It was almost a tied game there from Forbert. He was jumping up on the rush. That's a good save by Pickard. Yeah, he's just looking at the replay and hanging his head. Shots should be 28-10 in favor of Vancouver, just so we're clear here. Because they scored on the 10th shot of the game. Howard sends it behind the net to Regula. Regula sends it up to Henrique. He's going to tip it into the Canucks zone. Henrique. Tomashik. Oh, behind the net. Sends it up to Howard. Shot. Blocker saved by Demko. So now they're giving the Canucks 2 extra shots. So Canucks are up to 11 now. Shot. Saved by Pickard. That's the 12th. Yeah, that makes sense because it's the goal and then the one that... Oh, shot 13. Sure, 13 shots for Vancouver now. Quinn Hughes over to Hronik. Shot. Puck into the corner. Henrique back to Regula. He's going to send it up to Nurse. That's a smart play by Regula. Regula has impressed since he started playing. I can see why Stan Bowman went after him. In fact, apparently Stan Bowman drafted him in Chicago. When Stan was still GM of the Blackhawks, he drafted Regula, so obviously it would make sense he would put a claim on him. All right, Nuge finds Savoy. Sends it in front. Mangiapane tried to stuff it in, but Demko was there with the save. Mangiapane back to Kulak. Brett Kulak. Sends it in. Demko's going to stop it behind the net. Hronik. Or that's Hedel. No, that's Forbert. Yeah, it's Forbert. Canucks are going to send it up, and that's going to be an icing call against the Canucks with 16:13 left here in the third period. Oh, never mind. My apologies. Quinn Hughes is now the leading scorer for the Canucks defenseman in franchise history with 410 points. So I mentioned that earlier because they showed a graphic. I didn't realize that he was actually tied because the graphic was there and gone by the time I started talking about it. So my apologies, Quinn Hughes. Congratulations on setting a new Canucks record. You know, I don't care what team you cheer for. I don't care what team you hate. It's always nice setting a franchise record for new teams. It's just on some teams, it's a lot harder to do than others. On the Canucks, I imagine it's not that hard to set team records. On a team like Edmonton, it's a lot harder to set a team record. Because of just the amount of rich history Edmonton has compared to the Canucks. All right. Ekholm pinching down low. Frederick behind the net. Gets 2 Canucks on him. Draisaitl is going to come in for support. Frederick is going to come out in front. Frederick tried to stuff it in. Couldn't do it. I don't mind that play from Frederick at all. I'm not going to lie. That was a pretty good play by Trent. He won the pack battle behind the net. Came out with it. Tried to stuff it home. I have no problems with what I saw from Trent Frederick there. What I do have is that horrendous giveaway he just had. Unfortunately, the Canucks couldn't do anything with it, and they were going to escape the zone. Kane tried to get around Nugent Hopkins, Puck Colson, couldn't do it. Nurse with Philp, Regula, Podkolzin, and Kapanen. Philp. Bad pass by Philp. Shot saved by Pickard. Regula. Oh, smart play by Regula. Gets that puck and puts it out of danger. Fucking love this guy. Kapanen. Stops up. And Quinn Hughes. Pressure from Philp. And this is what Edmonton is under Knobloch. They are a forechecking team. Another thing I don't like though, shots are 5-1 in favor of the Canucks. We're less than 5 minutes in. More than 5 minutes in, and already I'm not liking what I'm seeing. So Edmonton needs to start working here. And this is the problem against Calgary. They had the lead and then they just kind of sort of fell asleep. They need to continue to push the pace. Howard tries to go in the forecheck. Tomasic can't get the puck. Henrique back to the defense. They're going to send it in. Tomasic. Howard against Forbert. Almost won that puck battle too. Tomasic from his butt tried to pass it over to Howard. Tomasic keeps the puck in. Henrique couldn't. Tomasic now over to Henrique. You know, this fourth line of Henrique, Howard, and Tomasic, it works. I don't know what it is, but it works. It is the only line that I would recommend keeping together. And even then, if you're going to split these guys up, it's not to their performance. It's to the betterment of the team for a more balanced attack. But I like what I'm seeing from this fourth line. It's not often you say that about this club. The last time I saw a good fourth line on Edmonton, I think it was the Letestu. Man, I'm getting really back into it. Letestu, Slepyshev, and Cassian line back in 2016, 2017. All right, face off to the right of Demko. So you have Mangiapane, Savoy, and Nugent Hopkins out there. Scrambled face off, and the Canucks are going to come out with it. But they can't clear the zone. Savoy, again, the second line, just Savoy with the shot saved by Demko. He's looking for his first NHL goal. Really, the only line that kind of doesn't work for me right now is just that top line. Savoy, behind the net, over to Mangiapane. Mangiapane tried to go cross ice to Nuge, picked off, and the Canucks are going to clear. I've said it all preseason long. Mangiapane and Savoy just work, which is why I would love to see a McDavid Savoy. Bad giveaway by the defense there. Puck behind the net. Ekholm, he's going to get taken down. Canucks grab the puck at center ice, so the top line is back out there. Had a good last shift. I will give that top line credit. They had a good last shift. Canucks dump it in. Pickard is going to stop behind the net. Draisaitl from his knees. He was taken down. No penalty on the play. Canucks slap it back in the Oilers zone. Bouchard knocks a guy down. No penalty called. Draisaitl spins for Frederick. Frederick pressured and loses the puck. Puck rolls in on Pickard. He's going to sweep it to the corner for Nurse. Nurse is going to pick it up, sends it over to McDavid. Here goes Connor. Connor tries to send it in front. Frederick got something up high. Draisaitl. McDavid gets dumped to the ice now by Tyler Myers. You're going to have to call a penalty on Myers there, guys. Nope, no penalty? Okay, you fucking nuts. Regula dropped for McDavid. McDavid. Back to Nurse. Nurse. That's Draisaitl. Tries to cut in front. McDavid goes cross ice to Nurse. Nurse is just going to dump it into the Canucks zone. Why do I have my stream going? I should be doing this one. And what do we have? All right, so Edmonton's going to the power play. Tyler Myers just clipped the referee or the linesman with his stick. So what do we have here? Oh, how did you not call that one? That was a spear to McDavid's junk. Yeah, oh yeah, Tyler Myers, big man, just... So it's a del... Jesus Christ. Okay, so it was Besser who scored. I don't know why the thing said Connor Garland. Is Pavel Dorofeev going to win the Calder this year? Or not the Calder, the yeah, is he going to win the Rocket? He's got 5 goals already in like 2 or 3 games played. Damn. Damn. All right. All right. Well, thank God it was a commercial timeout after the penalty was called, because I was afraid that Edmonton was not going to be able to use its top line unit. So McDavid comes in. So Kapanen got clipped. And Myers flipped it out of play. That's a penalty, yeah. McDavid's talking to the ref, probably about the stick in his junk he got. So anyway, Tyler Myers, delay of game penalty. Edmonton is 0 for 3 on the power play tonight. 7 shots. Need to score one here. Need to restore the 2-goal lead. Because if they do not, Vancouver is going to get right back in. Tomashik. And what do we have? Is it offside or a penalty? Yeah. All right. So it was offside. McDavid's going to come in now. He's taken down. Still no call. They're not going to give Edmonton a 5-on-3. Why would they give Edmonton a 5-on-3? That should have been a penalty. Whatever. McDavid tries the bank shot. Canucks find it. Clear it. Down the ice. Right on Pickard. He's going to bump it up to Bouchard. Bouchard's going to drop for Draisaitl. He's going to drop for McDavid. Nope. Never mind. He's going to carry it in himself. Draisaitl forced out wide. He's going to send it around to no one. And the Canucks, Quinn Hughes, that's going to be offside against Vancouver. But that's what Vancouver will take that. Absolutely, they will take that because it's closer to Edmonton. It's further away from the net. And yeah. So the power play needs work. Power play absolutely needs work tonight. Absolutely needs work. All right, 104 left in the power play. McDavid wins the faceoff. Draisaitl over to Bouchard. Bouchard goes cross ice to Draisaitl. Draisaitl drops for Nugent Hopkins. Nuge back to McDavid. Or Bouchard, sorry. Bouchard finds McDavid. All right, Draisaitl. Come on, I need you guys to shoot the puck. Tomashik back to Draisaitl. Goes cross ice to McDavid. McDavid finds Nuge in front. Hronek blocked out Tomashik from getting that puck, and Demko covers it. And with 39 seconds left of power play time, I imagine the first power play unit's going to come off. And if it does, the power play is over. Nope. First unit staying out. Draisaitl to take the face off. And he's going to win it. McDavid back to Draisaitl. A Canuck player doesn't have a stick, so it's 5-on-3.5. McDavid. Draisaitl's going to clear it out of the way. Oh, Tomashik just rolled it wide. Come on, guys. There's a Canuck player without a stick. How do you not? You should be able to score on this. Oh, nice move. Oh, Draisaitl hits the side of the net. Draisaitl over to McDavid. 9 seconds left on the power play. McDavid. Draisaitl shot. Didn't get all of it. Bouchard over to Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins. Toe drags. Where's the puck? Tries wide. Oh my God. Hey, Edmonton. Hey, management. You see that? That's called goaltending. Thatcher Demko just... Oh my God. Oh my fucking God. Oh my God. Demko is the only reason it's 2-1 right now. Demko just... I can't. I can't. Holy fuck. I can't. I can't. How do you... Should be 3-1. Should be 3-1 Edmonton, or it should be like 4-5-0. I can't. I can't. What a save. Oh, that's hilarious. All right. Podkolzin back to the point. Shot. Another save. Oh, puck is not covered. Oh, my God. Philp almost scored his second. He hit the side of the net. Kapanen drops for Philp. Noah Philp goes up top. Puck deflected into the corner for Podkolzin. He's going to... Or, sorry, Kapanen. He's going to send it around. He's going to get it back. Kapanen. Shot. Blocked in front. 8:18 left here in the third period. Oilers still holding on that 2-1 lead. And I say holding on because Demko is the only reason this is not worse than it actually is. Demko is the only reason this isn't worse than it actually is. It should be a hell of a lot worse for the Vancouver Canucks. Nope. Philip hit the side of the net. Okay. Myers sends it out, but it's going to be intercepted by Darnell Nurse. He's going to flick it out of the zone, and the Canucks are going to pick it up. Tyler Myers. Regula over to Nurse. Nurse finds Tomashik. Tomashik flips the puck into the Canucks zone. Tyler Myers is going to send it over to his defensive partner. And here come the Canucks. They're going to dump it into Edmonton zone. Pickard's going to try and stop it behind the net. Couldn't do it. But he slowed it up just enough for Ty Emberson to get there. Kulak over to Emberson. Emberson up to Savoy. Kulak knocks a Canucks player down. No penalty called. Here comes Savoy. Shot. Puck deflected into the corner. Nugent Hopkins. Don't take a penalty, guys. Because if you take a penalty, you know Vancouver's going to tie it up. Oh, nice play by Pickard. That was a set play by the Canucks. Intentionally dump it into the corner to get a bounce out in front, and Pickard said, "No, thank you," and pokes that puck away. That was a set play by Vancouver, and that was very good. All right. Kulak in his own zone. He's pressured. He has a Canuck fall on top of him. Shots are 34-14 in favor of Edmonton. Shot saved by Pickard. That's trip and call. Yep. And who was it? Was it Hedl? I think Philip Hedl, with 6 minutes to go, takes an offensive zone penalty. Yeah, I agreed. Yeah, that was a set play. Yeah, Pickard. Good job, Pickard. He poked that away. Who was that streaking in? Was that Hughes? I don't know who that was. Yeah, Hedl against, Frederick. All right, I'll give Frederick credit. He drew a penalty. So with 6 minutes to go, the Oilers have their fifth opportunity to score. If they don't score on this, fix the fucking power. Well, you know what? It's not even like it's bad. It's just Demko's robbing them. All right, anyway, Draisaitl against Peterson. Draisaitl wins the faceoff. Back to Bouchard. Bouchard cross ice to Davo, but it hops over a stick. McDavid back to Draisaitl. Back to Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins over to Evan Bouchard. Bouchard for Draisaitl, down low for McDavid, tries to find Nugent Hopkins, and it goes right over the net. See, like, here's the thing. It's not that the power play has been horrible tonight. It's just that they're either missing the net or Demko is robbing them. McDavid goes cross ice, but it's intercepted by the Canucks, and they're going to clear it out. Okay. Pickard over to Draisaitl. Draisaitl, oh boy. Draisaitl drops for McDavid. Connor. He's going to go wide with it. He's going to poke it. Kiefer Sherwood. Oh, man. Davo. Back to Bouchard. Bouchard over to McDavid. McDavid's going to walk in, passes it. Draisaitl tries to go backdoor for Nugent Hopkins. McDavid spins away for a check, tries to find Tomashik, and that's not going to do it. And the Canucks are just going to clear it down. And is Edmonton going for a change here? They are. So the power play's over now. So Bouchard's going to wind it up. He's going to drop it back for Henrique. He's going to find Savoy. Matthew Savoy is going to send it around for Frederick. Trent Frederick. Behind the net for Savoy. Matt Savoy goes back to Nurse. Nurse throws it on net. Saved by Demko. Henrique. at the side of that. He's taken down. And the Canucks are going to clear it out. Nurse. Savoy. I don't know what to say. Oh, you're 0 for 5 on the power play. It can't be that bad. It can't be like that. You've had 5 opportunities to score, and you can't get a power play goal? You were 2 for 3 versus the Flames, and you're 0 for 5 against the Canucks. Like, that's... The Canucks, I don't think, have given up a single power play goal all playoffs long, or all playoffs, all season long. And I know we're only 2 games in, but still. All right. Fuck, I can't be... Well, I can be mad because it's going to cost them the game. Just went over the net. No, it didn't go over. It went wide. Myers? Okay, Phil... Not Phil. What's his name? Tyler Myers has just been... Oh, we have a Canuck player down. Oh, it's Kane and he's complaining. All right. Tyler Myers has been just like something else tonight, man. Oh, boy. Here come the Canucks. Patterson. He's going to chip it in the Oilers zone. Oh, boy. We have a pile up. So Regula got hit again by Kane, and everyone goes after Kane. Jesus Christ. Yeah. I think we have a power play for Vancouver. So Regula gets hit. So, all right, let's take a look at what happened here. So Regula goes in. Kane just lays him out. Okay, that's a clean hit. And then Kulak and Noah Philp go right after Evander Kane. No hesitation. And one of those two is getting a penalty. I don't know who it is, but... Yeah, that was. Well. Okay. Well, if Vancouver ties it up on the power play, this game is going to be defined by special teams. And Vancouver would have been able to score on their power play. Edmonton could not. Oh, okay. So the principal contact was the head first. Okay, here we go. So Noah Phillips off for cross-checking. Kane sends it down low for Garland. Or Besser. Draisaitl. And he's going to get the clear. And puck's going to get sent down on Demko. He's going to stop it behind the net with 2:42 left here in the third. Edmonton clinging to a 1-goal lead. I say clinging. Edmonton's been the vastly superior team tonight, but they can't finish for shit, which is not surprising with this team at all. And Demko has just been unreal. Ooh, Nurse with the block in front. Oh, yeah, it stung him too, it looks like. And he just falls right on top of the puck. Yeah, he clutches back. No, I don't want to get spoiled. All right. So we got Nurse, Bouchard, Ekholm. They're taking a look at something here. What are they taking a look at? Okay, so Regula's going to the dressing room. So maybe concussion spotter. All right. Face off. One back to the point for the Vancouver Canucks. Hronik shot. Blocked in front or saved by Pickard. 2:16 left in the period. A minute and 8 left on the power play. Quinn Hughes. He's going to sit it in front. Just goes wide. Oh, my God. Oh, man. Was that missed or saved by Pickard? I do not know. Oilers fling the puck all the way down into the zone. So the Vancouver Canucks have pulled Thatcher Demko. Demko is on the bench, so it's 6-on-4. Kane tries to make the pass. His stick explodes. Draisaitl can't get it out. Peterson over to a guy. Down low. Behind the net. For Bresser. Can't control the puck. Draisaitl is going to pick up that puck. There's a fucking spider on my desk. McDavid pressuring Quinn Hughes. Quinn Hughes collects it behind the net. He's going to send it up to Evander Kane. Kane tries to go cross ice. McDavid. Back to Nurse. Nurse finds Draisaitl. Draisaitl just fired in the empty net. He's going to score off the post and in. And Edmonton leads it 3-1. Yep. There we go. And Quinn Hughes slams his stick in frustration. Oh, don't worry, Quinn. You guys did not deserve to be in this game at all with the way you guys were playing through the first 40 minutes. And you know it. You know it. So Vancouver's called a timeout with 1:13 left, trailing by 2. They're still on the power play. So they'll probably pull Demko again. They're still on the power play for 8 seconds. So they'll be 6-on-5 for 1 minute and 5 seconds. Assuming Edmonton does not get another empty netter. But Vancouver has 1 minute, 73 seconds to score 2 goals here to tie this up. All right, so face off at center ice. Now Demko is back in the net, so Vancouver's going to pull him immediately. So Edmonton has Nugent Hopkins and Henrique out there with Kulak and Nurse. So Canucks win the face-off. Demko immediately goes to the bench. So we're going to be 6-on-4 here. Power plays over. Peterson, shot, saved by Pickard. I was about to say Demko. 59 seconds to go in the period. Canucks. Quinn Hughes takes the shot. Blocked in front and goes out of play. So 52 seconds. Puck rolls in on Skinner, or not Skinner, Pickard. He's going to send it to the corner. Canucks. Send it down low. Peterson up to Hughes. Shot blocked by Kapanen. That was a good block by Kapanen, preventing that puck from getting to the net. Peterson, 28 seconds to go. Hronek. Shot. Blocked in front. Nuge. Henrique. Canucks keep it in. 10 seconds to go. Besser tries the back pass. 7, 6. Kapanen's going to throw it out. 2 seconds. And the Edmonton Oilers win their first game of the year. 3-1 over Vancouver. And so now the Edmonton Oilers will embark on a 5-game road trip that takes them through the New York area. I'll just give you guys a quick peek at their next 5 games. So they're in New York to take on the Rangers on Tuesday. Then on the 16th, they take on the Islanders. Then on the 18th, they're in New Jersey to take on the Devils. Then on the 19th, they take on Detroit. And then on the 21st, they're in Ottawa to take on the Senators. And yeah, pretty good. So, yeah, that's going to be it for this one. Edmonton wins their first game of the season, 3-1 over the Vancouver Canucks. Your goal scorers tonight, Noah Philp with his first career NHL goal. Andrew Mangiapane with his second goal in 2 games. Brock Besser with his second of the year. And then Leon Draisaitl with his second of the season. I believe it's his second of the season. It is his second of the season. A shorthanded and empty net goal. Edmonton wins 3-1. And their next game is Tuesday against the New York Rangers. Not sure if I'll have that one for you guys. I am unsure at this time what my streaming thing is going to be like because that's a earlier game. And not sure if I'll be able to stream that game considering it's earlier in the evening and my parents and my sisters don't like me doing this, but you know, fuck them. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But if it happens, it happens. If not, I will probably see you guys for the weekend games, Saturday and Sunday. They are afternoon games, I believe. So that also might be a bit tricky. I'll figure something out. You guys will see notifications. But anyway, I want to thank all of you for showing up. Oilers win their first game of the season 3-1 over the Vancouver Canucks, and now they embark on a 5-game road trip, which should see them beat, I think, everyone that they're going to be playing. So if they don't, I'm going to be pissed. So anyway, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Stay safe, have fun, and I will see you later.